Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Thursday night, and you know what that means.
Yeah, that was the end of the show. That intro was so damn long. I'm out of here. All right, see you later.
Oh, man.
Let's feed the meter.
I know, right? Hey, that's not... your intro's about as long as that. I just sit there
No. Mine's like 1 minute and 8 seconds, dude. I was here like 30 minutes. I went out and grabbed a cup of coffee.
If you guys haven't figured it out, we got a special guest tonight. Wilmy's in the house, so hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your pets, hide your fish.
Oh, don't bring your kids because they don't need to hear it. So
no, not tonight.
Mine are fine. Mine are grown. It's all good.
Mine are not. So I'm gonna have to block this show when it's over.
Oh God, that's terrible. What are you gonna say, Pete? That he's willing to do all that to you, dude?
This show's rated W for Wilmy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bourne says you sound like a robot. Wonder if it is picking up your Yeti.
It should be picking up the Yeti.
Tap it. See if it... It is not.
Then maybe it's picking up through my AirPods.
That might be.
Well, let me turn off the Yeti.
Okay.
How's that sound now?
Sounds the same. I think what you got to do is turn the Yeti on and then go back to those audio-video settings and go down to your microphone and audio and choose Yeti.
Yeah, it says Yeti.
It does. Is
all
it
right.
checked?
Let's do this again. I'm telling you, dude, I am not a fan. You know why this shit's fucked up, right? Because Microsoft bought it.
Right?
All right, how's that?
That is
Beautiful.
It. There you go. Boom.
It changed the settings for my AirPods.
That would be why. So, see, that the helpful chat room, we strike again. So
Yeah, now you can hear that wonderful Southern accent.
That's right. So we have with us the ultra retired Terminator, Wilmyhood.
He's retired.
So, well, you got the Terminator shades on. You got the white hair down to your scalp. It would be like if Arnold actually did finally retire.
There's still a little black
It's a
hair.
little where?
There's a little.
What?
It's right in there somewhere.
I don't see it, but that's all right.
Doing what I do, dude. I get tired of cutting my hair. That's why I don't have a beard.
Yeah, what is up with that? You are like the only one on Gaming Beyond the Box that does not have a beard.
Well, see, when I grew up, you didn't have to have a beard to be a man. So, we didn't base manliness on a beard. I know dudes walking around with giant beards and shit look like Rumpelstiltskin and can't even change a fucking tire on a car. So,
my 6-year-old can't watch this show. Well, welcome
a tire iron and you be effed,
Right.
Yeah. They can't even dial the number. What's the number for 911? I got a flat tire.
Yeah.
And plus, too many years, dude, serving. We weren't allowed to grow facial hair, so you just got to get used to not having it at all.
Oh, wow. No, Pong. I am not saying that Lady AF has a beard.
She does, but she just waxes hers once a week. Everybody else fertilizes theirs.
God. Dude, she fits. I'll tell you what, man. She fits in so well. Over there. Oh, I got to tell you.
Nobody can believe she actually had a sex change. Her name used to be Bob. She was actually the IT guy from the Huskers weekend show.
Good Lord.
It's hard to believe that, isn't it? You can't tell by looking at her.
No.
Yeah. Her name used to be Bob Sanderson. It's crazy.
Bob Sanderson.
It's amazing what they can do with surgery nowadays.
Oh, yeah. Well, or at least, tight-fitting clothes. Anyway. So, chat room, if it looks like we've gone off the rails already, it's because we have. So I want to welcome everybody in. Peter, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
You ready for this?
Good. Ready for this.
He looks damn excited, I'm telling you, man.
It's
calm down, Peter. It's okay.
Calm down. See, if I didn't have my camera stabilized, you would see me jumping up and down. But
it follows him.
Okay.
It follows him.
It follows me quite nicely. Yeah.
Yes. So, speaking of following quite nicely, Mr. Peter's going to be on the Bitcast this weekend.
Yes.
Be on with Ainsley and Dan. That was very. That's awesome.
The canceled man.
Yeah.
Mr. Man.
Yeah, Dan the canceled man. Mr. Bug Snacks himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to hook up with Dan. Does Bug Snacks have a multiplayer?
I
don't know.
I don't know.
I installed it. Still need to play it. So I can't.
If it does, I've got to hook up with Dan over the weekend and do multiplayer on Bug Snacks, just so I can troll him.
Just so you could say you did it.
Yeah, because my wife tried to play it for 15 minutes. Just, yeah, you can delete this.
Gee, so not quite the 8 out of 10 that that Metacritic gave it, huh?
No, not to my wife anyway.
What does she play mostly? Because I mean,
Call of Duty.
Yeah. So Bug Snacks probably not her game.
Yeah, she loves shooters. So
At least she plays games.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
true.
Doesn't touch
Mine
them at all.
used to, and then she just I don't know.
Hopefully, once you get an Amico, it's more a family thing, and then she will probably touch it.
My wife wouldn't even touch that thing. I've showed it to her.
Have you?
Yeah, she's
not
like,
hardcore.
why would we want that?
Well, it's different. I mean, look,
Now, I mean, there's a lot of things in this world that are different, Mike. That doesn't mean you have to enjoy them.
No, it does not, and that is not for everyone. If you've got 3 young kids, and you yourself,
Oh yeah,
do a little retro and sometimes just like not to have to hit 27 buttons just to jump from one cavern to another, then might be your thing. But yeah, it's not for everybody. The Call of Duty crowd is not going to buy the Amico. Let's be honest. That is not happening. But I know a lot of people in the chat room like it, and it's got its audience. So, looking at Bug Snacks, by the way, I don't see anything that says multiplayer. It says stuff your new friends with Bug Snacks to customize them with countless new looks, but I don't think that means your actual friends.
that's
So-
probably I'm going to agree with you, Mike. That's probably not what it means.
Yeah. So
I'm gutted. It doesn't have multiplayer. Sorry, Dan.
Oh man, sorry, Dan. If it did, he'd be all over it. You know that.
But Sockboy does, so we can play that.
There you go.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Does it? So you were one of the bots that were able to get in and get a PS5?
I did. I got it on launch last Thursday.
How in the hell did you manage that?
Dumb luck and a wife that was just as determined as I was. Dude, she and I both started hitting every app humanly possible on our phones and on the computer. And of all places, I hate Walmart with a passion. But I logged into the Walmart website like 30 minutes after launch was over. And just happened to get one into my cart and got it processed. I was like, holy shit, I think I got one.
Oh my god.
Nice.
And sure enough, I did. I had tried Best Buy and Amazon and every place you can imagine. Target. I mean, I would have ordered one from Charles Manson if he would have had a website up. But I got lucky and got it from Walmart. And I told my wife, I'm like, well, the bad part is I got it ordered, but it's Walmart, so they'll probably send me like Tupperware or some shit instead. So I was really shocked last Thursday. When I got an email, it finally updated and says, oh, we charged your credit card. And by the way, it's shipping today. It'll be here by 8 o'clock. So just luck.
It's better than Best Buy with my Series X. Is like, oh yeah, you get it tomorrow. Tomorrow came, you get it tomorrow. And I was like, you get it Thursday. It's like, okay. So I got my PS5 and my Series X delivered by the same UPS guy on the same day at the same time. It's like, there you go. Which one are you going to play first? Oh, God.
Well, I know my FedEx guy, and he was apologizing because he didn't get to my house till exactly 8 o'clock. And it was dark. It had been raining all day. the poor guy comes up in a raincoat. He goes, "Man, I'm so sorry. I tried to get here sooner." I'm like, "Nah, dude." He goes, "I know what's in that box."
Because I opened it and played it for a few minutes.
Nah, because he actually watches the podcast. He actually watches us every Wednesday, and he's on my friends list on Xbox.
See, when your FedEx guy is watching you, that's when you know you've made it.
Well,
did you put a little note on there like PlayStation is better or Xbox is better?
No, he's an Xbox guy anyway. But it's kind of annoying in a way because sometimes if he actually catches me home, he'll want to sit and talk about games and talk about the podcast. Man, I can't believe what you guys talked about Wednesday. Oh God, it was hilarious. And I'm like, dude, don't you have deliveries to make?
Yeah, exactly. Chop chop.
So,
stow it, Daredevil Dave Dahl. He's on his PS5 is better kick.
Well,
hey, I'm not dissing the PS5 by a long shot, trust me.
No,
the only thing I'm dissing is the size. That thing is humongous.
Oh, dude, it's a big console. There's no doubt about it. But I do have to say, it's quiet.
It's definitely quieter than a PS4 Pro.
Yeah. Well,
it's kind of funny. They're not required to put in those ball straps, so in case it tips over, it won't hurt a child.
I never really had any problem out the PS4 Pro sitting mounted to the wall on my right. But it's one of the newer models. It was actually
okay. Yeah, maybe the newer ones.
Yeah, but
I've heard my PS5 a little bit. It's not bad.
I don't hear mine at all.
And I've only heard it once. That's kind of funny. And then I hit that pause button or the hamburger button, and then it stopped, and then hit it again to play the game, and I was quiet. So who knows?
I can't hear mine either.
What, your PS5?
Yeah, I can't hear.
Quiet as a mouse, isn't it?
Quiet as a mouse. In fact, I can't even find it. I don't even know where it is.
It's probably sitting in a warehouse somewhere.
It is probably sitting in a warehouse or in someone else's house.
Or it's probably still in parts, ready to be assembled.
Right.
Or it could be on some scalper site on eBay.
It could be on some jackass's bot site. Yeah.
Yep.
I tell you, man, those people. There's a special place in hell for those people. That's just. I mean, I was watching Retro Bros in the chat room, and I was watching his. He had a stream on. I think it was 2 nights ago, where he was fucking with scalpers on eBay, and man, I want to say somebody sold one of those for like $2,200. And there's usually a special place in hell for those people.
Was it gold plated?
No.
King David had him up for $3,000.
Dang.
What? See, he should know better. I know he does.
Here's the thing. And there's demand for a $3,000.
There is. That's the problem.
What's the problem?
Did he sell any of them?
I think he did. I think he sold all of them. He said it on my show. He was looking for that new Cadillac Escalade. So, more power to him, dude.
I guess. Look, but the only problem I have is buying several of them to do that with. I mean, if you want to buy one and resell it, that's fine. But, at some point, these retailers are going to have to start figuring this shit out because.
Do they really care? To
they
them, it's
a
console.
They're selling them.
Damn,
I guess that's a good point. I guess not. They don't care who buys it.
But the funny part, what would be amazing if Sony dropped a big surplus of them and all these guys had to swallow that pricing.
Yeah, but if they already sold one for $3,000, then.
Yeah, but I've seen some ridiculous prices, man. I saw one. There's a dude here local. Because for some reason this flashed up on Facebook. I got a kid here locally trying to sell one for $5,000, and I'm like, "Are you serious?"
The Canadian dollars or
American?
Jeez,
that is insane. But if he sells it, then
yeah,
this is amazing.
I don't think somebody would buy it for that. I would hope
not.
But I hate the retailers where you can use bots. They should have some more deterrent on, just give everybody a fair chance.
Well, it was happening with iPhones last week too.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because my wife, she wanted a new iPhone, and it depended on where you ordered it from. Verizon, their site was being, a bitch because they had bots that they were trying to buy iPhones.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
And it comes more a denial of service at that point.
Yeah. I mean, look, that the problem is that it's causing stock issues too. I mean, when they're buying them up that fast, I don't know if you guys saw, but Microsoft basically said you may not get one till April. You may not get one until next year.
Yeah.
And that's, there's more demand than supply. Part of that demand are these the scalpers grabbing 3, 4, 5 of them at a time.
Some of them grabbing more than that.
Right. If you see it, the pictures that people show, that with the PS5 too, you see these troglodytes out there that take like a stack of PS5s, put them on their staircase, take a picture of it. I mean,
I saw that.
It's ridiculous.
And the girl, I'm not trying to be, well, maybe I am trying to be mean, but the girl that was in that video, I hope she takes that money and goes and visits Jenny Craig.
Oh. The views and opinions expressed on the NLG show do not necessarily reflect.
You cannot tell me she was selling those PS5s to buy fucking food, dude. Come on. There is no way. Homegirl has not missed a meal in her life. Sorry.
That's it.
Maybe she's tired of home cooking.
I mean, it is what it is, dude. But I mean, I've seen people go, well, I need to feed my family. You alone are not your whole family. So
maybe she feasts on her family. Need
that
more.
might be it. Yeah, I know the video you're talking about, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's just wrong.
Now, do you remember the Jesus on a unicorn thing, Mike?
I believe that I do, which is
did we just go above that?
We did, and
okay.
It's I would consider that I'd consider that a miracle, considering I know Jesus is a unicorn and I'm Jewish.
And I'm an atheist, and it's all good. Let's do it.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all from all sides of the angles.
Yeah, and I don't believe in unicorns, so hey, that's full circle.
Hey, wait a minute, dude. I saw a unicorn.
We got the trifecta.
No.
So there's some people in here who've never met you before, Wilmy, and I'm
sorry.
You are the only one I know with an R-rated Twitter feed. So let's start there.
I try. It's R-rated.
Have you seen your tweets?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, I would. Some of the stuff I want. There's certain things that you put up there that I want to click like, but then if I click like and someone else sees that I click like, might not think the best of me. So
I'm that friend you have on social media. You're scared to like their shit because you don't want people to have a bad opinion of you, even though you entirely agree.
And, even though I laughed my ass off when I read it.
Exactly.
So,
will the real Mikes please stand up?
Well, my name's Mike too, in the real world.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Hey, see?
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm in a minority.
That's right. You're Peter.
Yeah.
So I didn't even, I've started to watch Gaming Beyond the Box a few months back when Dreadpool told me about it, and then of course, Jay Graphic God's like, yeah, man, Wilmy's awesome, and so it was hard for me because originally I was doing a show at the same time, doing an Amico show with OEB Pete, and he moved that show to Sunday, and I'm like, yes, now I can start watching GBTB on live. So for those who are unfamiliar, tell us a little bit, and me too. I'm curious with all that stuff in your room, and I know we talked about it before we went on. but we all see the Lancer behind you.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's back there. If you can see, you can't really see the shelf. I've got all my PlayStation figures on there. I've got Kratos. I've got everybody on that shelf. Then the shelf you can barely see the edge of. It's a lot of my scary stuff collection and some more gaming stuff. I've got a giant shelf above my head full of it. The walls, the shelves are way over here. They're packed. And then I've got a whole other room dedicated to nothing but gaming collectibles.
How long?
I've got. What's that?
How long you been collecting?
Jesus Christ! As long as it's became a thing. Pretty much.
Wow. So
as long as they started coming out with collectibles.
That's been a very, very long time.
It has.
So at least
very long.
At least since the 80s, maybe 90s, maybe
Well,
90s.
The 90s.
Maybe 90s. No. But give us a little background on your gaming acumen. I mean, obviously PS5, Xbox, Series X, all that stuff. But how far back do you go?
Oh God! Back when Coleco handhelds were your only type of video game you had.
Oh yeah.
I started with Pong, Coleco, what was those one things? The Intellivisions.
Yep.
Back when you had a keyboard that you hooked to a television with an RF adapter, and you had little paddle controllers and all that good stuff. And that's it, man. I started with luckily growing up in the '80s, we grew up with video games.
We did.
And arcades and all that good stuff, and the music was much better and all that, and that was our whole culture pretty much. But back then, even if the internet was a thing, you couldn't have had a podcast the way we all do now, because we were just a bunch of nerds and losers, back in the 80s. It was not a cool thing to be a video gamer. And now you've got billions of gamers. But back then, not so much.
No.
But,
and you didn't have, social media, really, even in the 90s, man, social media was what? IRC chat and forums,
Yeah. Our version of unfriending somebody in the 80s was you just punched the dude in the face after school, and that was the end of it.
Right. You hung the telephone up on them.
Yeah, exactly. There was
no them to court,
And
right.
some of us are very thankful every day that we did not have YouTube back when we were teenagers.
Oh my God, no! I might be a totally different person than I am now.
I have a lot of friends that probably still be in prison. But I grew up with gaming. I've owned everything, and there's not much I really haven't played at some point. But over the last few years, I've gotten to the point, I've got so much money invested in computers and, televisions and monitors and all that stuff. I don't do a lot of retro gaming anymore because I've been there and done that so much. Now I want to see what is possible. I just don't like to go back and play old games anymore. Maybe it's an age thing too. I don't really replay certain games. When I beat a game, that's pretty much the end of it for me. I seldom go back and play anything at this point. Like Gears 5. Everybody's talking about Gears 5 is amazing on the Series X. I personally don't care. I've already beat the game. I've played the multiplayer. It's been deleted.
I went back for a minute.
Yeah, I just can't. There's too much, and plus my backlog's so huge anyway.
Yeah. And games are coming out like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, and plus, I play on PC quite often, dude. I've got like 1,200 games on my PC. I'm always on Steam.
Wow.
So
I don't know. I won't go back and play older some older stuff, but there's some stuff that I've gone back to. When the Master Chief Collection came out, I had to run back through all that because I didn't have in the OG Xbox time, man. If you wanted to play multiplayer, you had to drag your shit over to somebody's house, or you had to concoct some VPN connection to do system link. So when that stuff came out, when the Master Chief Collection came out, being able to play that stuff with friends online and go through the co-op, I had to do that. And I go back to my older consoles because the Dreamcast is still for me one of my most favorites. And there's still so much good stuff on there that every once in a while it's just nice to go back and see. I almost went in the opposite direction. It's like I was getting the Series X was dumb luck, to be honest. Thanks to the Amico getting pushed to April. Otherwise I'd be without. I mean that would be what I'd be playing on while everyone else is playing, Bug Snacks and.
Oh, I'm not in that crowd of Bug Snacks, but it is. I do go back and play Silent Hill quite a bit.
Yeah. So
I love Silent Hill.
Dude, you're a giant. Like every time you stream, man, it's always a horror game of some sort.
Yeah, that's I can't help myself. That's what I enjoy. So I love them all. Well, not all of them. I played some really bad ones. And Steam is notorious for giving you a lot of bad ones if you're willing to pay them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It is what I enjoy about Game Pass is that if I find a stinker on Game Pass, it didn't hurt me any.
You know the bad part? I was a beta tester for Game Pass. I've had it since day one, and I really don't use it very often.
Really?
Yeah, I've got Game Pass Ultimate on my PC, and I rarely ever play a Game Pass title on my PC or Xbox. Some of the games on there just really don't interest me at all.
No, and it is still a big haven for like smaller indie stuff, but it was my chance to play Doom Eternal. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
So, which by the way,
now, don't get me wrong, I love a lot of indie games. Used to, I never would play an indie game, but for the last couple of years, I really got into playing a lot more of them than the big titles. But some of the stuff on Game Pass just doesn't grab my attention. I'm not into the cutesy Jesus and Unicorn type games. There you go.
Right.
I'm not into the bright pastel colors and all that. I don't want an acid trip. I want a game.
There you go.
There is a lot of indie games that I do play.
Yeah, once in a while there's a gem in it. But then once in a while, or quite often, it's like, hey, this game is like, is it in Game Pass? No. Well, then I'll buy it and play it.
But then I've also got the habit too. If it's in Game Pass, if I really like it, I'll just go ahead and buy it. Like the Medium, it got moved out till January. I was devastated, but it is what it is. I bought that game since it came available in the store, even though it's going to go to Game Pass.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But my son is also in the industry, so he makes video games. So maybe
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's been in the industry for a couple of years now.
Oh, good for him. Good for him. Is he? What does he do? Creative
game development. He creates the worlds and all that good stuff, different level designs and all that.
Designer, very nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah.
He is in Orlando, Florida right now, but he will be moving back to North Carolina, and I do believe in April he will be taking a job back at Epic Games.
Oh, no kidding. Nice.
Yep. I talked to him yesterday evening. He wanted to leave Florida. He's been down there for a year now, and he's really not too fond of it.
I don't know. My wife wants to go to Florida.
It's a good place to visit.
So, well, my wife wants to get out of Maryland. We're tired of this. We're tired of this nonsense, and the weather and all this. So we were looking at the Carolinas actually. So I had to get the brochure. So
there's no brochure. There might be, I'm not sure.
no.
But yeah, I mean he's gonna take the job back there with them because he worked for them a while back, and that brings him closer to home because Epic Games is only like 45 minutes from my house.
All right.
So maybe a little bit longer with traffic, maybe an hour.
That's still not bad.
No.
Still not bad.
Yeah, Florida is nice in February, and that's it. Otherwise, it's too hot.
There you go. Dreadpool says, "Come down and we'll do a Breaking Bread with Dread." You damn right. That's gonna be on the first part of my list. Is hooking up with Dread because
He'll let you comb his beard.
that's a man I want to sit down and have some beer with. He is definitely on. We've had him on a couple of times, and I think if we decide that we're doing a Thanksgiving show next week, he already said he'd come on.
Are you gonna make him dress as a turkey? If not, I'm not watching.
Oh, see now. Hold on, let me write that down. Dreadpool dressed as turkey. Got it.
I mean, come on, dude. I have guys doing somersaults and shit on my show. I mean, who's got Dread dressed like a turkey?
What the hell? Well, and then of course you guys get the shit smacked out of them on. That was the greatest first show I ever watched. All of a sudden, I'm like, hey, I know that guy. His name is Fork Boy, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom!
Smack.
Yeah,
we've had Fork smacked. We've had Husk doing cartwheels and attempted backflips live on the show. So, yeah, we try to make things different.
So, how'd you get that started? How did that thing come alive?
The entire podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll give you the rundown. I was an admin for years for one of the largest Xbox Facebook groups in the world. I was an admin with those guys for years. I kind of because I just don't play on the Xbox, I got kind of tired of being in that group. And especially being a moderator. It was almost like a second job. And I own my own business, so I really didn't have the time. I work 80, 90 hours a week. Plus, I'm sitting here trying to moderate this giant fucking group of people. So, eventually, I started my own Facebook group, and I called it Gaming Beyond the Box. And originally, what the name meant was "There's gaming beyond the Xbox," was the hint to the name of the group. And when I left that group, I had no idea that all the other admins were going to go when I went. So the owner of the group was sitting there holding the bag, and all the other admins were like, well, Wilmy, if you go, we're going. So, and after a couple of months, the Facebook group started to grow. I was like, hey, let's do a podcast. And at the time, everybody was on board. So I set everything up. I had my son help me out with some of the stuff because I knew how I wanted to do it, but I didn't know exactly how to do it all. And for my company, I actually had a YouTube channel for my business. And I had 100,000 subscribers to my business channel. And honestly, YouTube helped me grow my business. So I decided to start the podcast, but my admins were great the first couple of podcasts. But my personality and their personalities just didn't match. They were what I would call basically like morticians. Their sense of humor was just non-existent. They wanted to talk about the dumbest stuff. And I have a crazy, outspoken personality, as you know.
You don't say.
I'm just one of those people. I just don't give a fuck. I mean, I'll be honest. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, I don't care. I'm not going to lose you sleep over it. I personally just don't care. But I like to make people happy, which is probably why I really overdid giveaways for so long. I'm the only person I know that gave away 97 fucking Xboxes in a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you were. That was nuts. The first couple shows I listened to, you were putting codes together to give away a was it an RTX? The hell that video card was you guys gave away?
The 3070s and the 3080s.
the 30, yeah.
But, you know, we were giving out, I was giving out PS4s, Xboxes. I don't even remember how many games.
Wow.
But I just wanted to see people happy. And I enjoy making people laugh. Well, my original admins, we did 2 podcasts together. And I'm here to tell you, man, if I'm bored on a podcast, that means all the people in that chat are probably bored as well. That's the way I see it. And everybody can come in and they can read articles off the internet. Everybody can do it. It doesn't even take talent. I've seen podcasts where people are just like, today, GameSpot announced Microsoft jerked each other off today. I mean, nobody wants to hear the same thing from every single podcast. And I started watching a lot of these, and that's what it was. But I happened to run across, because somebody posted it in the group one day, they posted a link to the Iron Lords podcast. And I watched, you know, Cog and King David and all the guys, and I was like, it kind of gave me an idea and a direction. So the funny part was, I told my admins, I was like, I got some different ideas for the podcast. They didn't want involved. And after the second podcast, I really couldn't get anybody to commit to doing it again. They all started giving me excuses. So I happened to run across Ghost on Twitter, Evil Ghost, you know, our panel stoner.
Yeah.
I ran across Ghost one afternoon. He and I started talking, found out he lives in Myrtle Beach, you know, which is just right down the road from where I'm living. And he and I started talking. I'm like, hey man, you know, I'm doing this podcast. Maybe you can come join me one night. And Ghost was like, cool, man. Yeah, let's do it. And he goes, I got some friends, you know, maybe they'll. And that's how I met Fork, and I met Bomber and Leo. And so I told my admins in the Facebook group, you know, I was like, look, I've got some other people I'm going to start doing the podcast with that you guys don't want to do it anymore. Oh, no, man, we want to do it. Now they all wanted to do it. Right? So I was like, no, I've got an idea. I said, the podcast is 2 hours. I'll give you guys the first hour. And then I'm going to bring these new guys in for the second hour. And that's what I did. Matter of fact, the show's still on our YouTube channel. You can go back and you can find it. It's quite hilarious because the first hour of the podcast were, you know, my admins, they're sitting there talking about DLC and the evils of DLC for gaming. Yeah, that was their big topic for the podcast. And I legitly turned off my microphone. I walked into my living room. I started playing Gears or something on my Xbox. I was nowhere near the show. It was going, you know. So at 9 p.m., I kicked all of them out, and I brought Ghost, Fork, Leo, and at the time they had Tubby with them too. Brought all those guys in, and we just had a fun hour podcast. And at that moment, I'm like, wait a minute. I think I've got it. Because right away, we played off each other really well. So the next week we did the podcast, it was just us. And all my other guys were already, yeah, we won't be back, blah, 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 blah. So I knew within that hour, I was like, yep, these guys will be perfect. Because they're just as fucked up as I am, so it works out.
Well, so, I mean, I do remember. I mean, if you remember correctly, you asked me to come on, and I was just getting underway listening to it, and I forgot who I told, and like Diego or somebody like that, and he said, are you sure? I said, yeah. He asked me to come on. He said, you know you're normal, right? I said,
Well, and
you are not going to mesh. You are not going to mesh with those guys.
But you did.
I had a great time.
The thing is, gaming, in my opinion, is fun, dude.
It is.
That's what it's supposed to be. And if you can't sit down and talk about games and enjoy yourself, why are you even gaming?
Well, and that's what we try to do. I mean, I will admit that I like seeing what's going on. And you guys do talk about stuff going on around, you have talked about it anyway, but you guys, the way you do it is you just kind of like bring it up, say what you got to say, next topic.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, Husk is doing somersaults on his webcam. Yeah. Right. The thing is, you have to keep people's attention.
Yeah.
And, matter of fact, Jay is in the chat. Yep. Jay will tell you, I had talked to Jay months ago because Jay is like a best friend to me, except we've never met each other because he's in Canada and I'm in the U.S. and it's a complicated thing. I messaged Jay. I told Jay a long time ago, I thought about just canceling Gaming Beyond the Box and not even doing the podcast anymore. Because I kept getting so many messages going, you're never going to get past 1,000 subs. You suck. Nobody's going to listen to you. And I really just got tired of all the BS, because I'm here to tell you, and all the guys can tell you too on the panel, the minute you start gaining a little traction in the community, the people bigger than you love to come at you, which amazes the shit out of me because, man, YouTube's a huge place.
Yeah.
And I would get people messaging me, and then I'd finally block them. Then they start messaging Fork. Fork's like, look, I don't give a shit. Wilmy blocked you for a reason. I'm going to block you too. But, the thing is, they get offended that somebody else, is doing well. And they didn't like our formula. We want to make you
don't
laugh.
watch, right?
Yeah, we want to make you laugh. We want to talk about games because that's our passion anyway.
Right.
And we love to give each other a hard time. That's what we do. We do it all day, every day. We're not just a panel. We're actually friends and we give each other shit all day long. From the moment we all wake up in the morning, we tell each other good morning and to go fuck each other. That's the type of friendship all of us have. And some people got offended by this. And I'm not going to name names. I had one go, man, you'll never make it to 1,000 subscribers and blah, 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 because you just suck. You'll be taken off YouTube. Well, now
you'll be taken off YouTube.
We're up to almost 13,000 subs.
Dude, I saw that.
And this little asshole's still sitting at around 5. But you get a lot of that shit, man. Believe it or not. There's people that will come at you in all directions. But see, the thing with me, I see people post that, well, they're tired of social media. Here's the thing. I came from nothing, and I started a multi-million-dollar business with my own hands. You're not going to sit on Twitter and tell me I can't do something. When you're a 25-year-old living off your wife's paycheck because you don't want to go get a job, you think YouTube's going to be your living, don't come at me and tell me I'm not going to accomplish something. Because I'm going to prove you wrong just to piss you the fuck off. That's it. I will do whatever I have to do to prove you wrong. And that's it. And they don't get to me. I get people all the time, that send me messages either on YouTube or on Twitter.
Sense. I can't wrap my head around that. I can't.
And that's the thing. And everybody else on the panel is just as hard-headed as me.
Yeah, which is good. Who, you're not up against. I mean, unless are you like time from a time perspective up against these folks? Like, are you kicking the teeth out of somebody else's 8 o'clock show?
Nope.
See that then I don't understand.
I don't either. That was the weird part. And then some YouTubers want to go behind your back to another YouTuber and say, "Oh, well, you know, this, or this."
Yeah.
I'll tell them real quick. Hey, if I want to tell you to fuck off, I'll come straight and tell you that myself.
Yeah. And I will say we've had that issue. Unfortunately, we've had those assholes.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the real world, dude. It's full of them, sadly.
Yeah.
But people don't want you to be successful. And the thing is, none of us do this for money. We don't give a shit.
No.
You know, that's the catch.
Wait,
and
Peter, aren't you doing it for money?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I get my paycheck right after the show.
Right.
But you know, and some people do, but that's the thing that makes it different. You know, we don't care. And, you know, but the reality is if you have a channel and you're not really monetized, you don't get as much playtime on YouTube. I mean, you don't really fit in their algorithm. You know, they won't push you as much.
Right.
And that's the only thing about being monetized. So, yeah, that's the only reason our channel's pretty much monetized. Even though I don't know if you got the notice yesterday, I got an email from the lovely folks at YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you read that?
I did. Basically, even if you don't qualify, because we didn't qualify for a while, you don't qualify. They're gonna put ads on your shit anyway and take the money. That blew me away.
Yep.
I'll tell you.
And it's funny, man, because it could be a dog-eat-dog world, but I don't. That was the thing, because we always wanted to be a different type of gaming podcast. And I really, if you would have told me last year in November that we would be this popular, I would have laughed at you. I seriously would have. I mean, I would have never believed we would be this popular and grown the way we've grown. We've had crowds of 2,000-3,000 people.
I've
live.
seen that. I've been there. I've been in those chat rooms,
and it still blows me away that it happens. But I just never thought we would get that popular. But the thing is, one thing you can say we're crazy, and I'm good with that. You can say we go off the rails. I'm happy about that. You can call every one of us stupid. I'm okay with that. But the thing is, we are exactly the same people on the podcast that we are if you see us in the real world. We won't give you an opinion for clout. I won't tell you what you want to hear, so you put in super chats. We will respond to you without you having to put in a super chat, unlike some podcasters I know. You don't have to put in $5 to get your opinion on the show.
Nope.
We will respond to you, but we will give you our honest opinions on whatever your question is or whatever we're talking about. Like last night, I had people pissed because I didn't have anything bad to say about the PS5. I had people mad at me.
Yeah, I don't get that. And I think that's why, truth be told, I love, and I say this, I say the people that are watching us now are our stalwarts. These guys, and Lance Jennings, he's going to check you guys out. Fun Speculation just jumped. I mean, these guys, we very much want to make sure that that we don't get too big for the people that support us every week, that get in and out. And Diego, when he's in there, he always laughs because at the end of every show, I turn into a big sap and I start waxing poetic on the chat room and how, cause look, it's Thursday night at 9:56 and we're up against, it's Thursday night football shit anyway, so we're not really up against that. But there are many other things you could do on a Thursday night. And these guys are here every week with
Yeah.
us.
And see, matter of fact, that's another thing we like to do too, because I think we were the first podcast he was ever a guest on. I think we had him on. I think we were his first, guest appearance on a podcast. We try to bring a lot of people. Brooklyn Gamer. I don't know if you're familiar with him. We were the first podcast he did. We want to bring new people, to the crowd that watches us. There's a lot of people out here that deserve limelight that never see it. Because there is so many people that do. I mean, dude, there's 10 million podcasts or
there
more.
Are. And that's part of our problem too, is that there are so many out there, that. I want to grow. I don't think I don't know anybody who says, you know what, I'm good at 1,000 subs. No, of course not. But it's finding that way, and that's what I love about you guys is you found that way.
Well, you have to be completely different. That was what we knew from the beginning. We knew we had to do something different because, there's a lot of competition. And with us, if we don't have our core audience, then it doesn't really matter. That's one of the reasons we quit doing so many giveaways, by the way.
And just for people who show up, once you free stuff, and you'll never see them again.
Yeah, because I think I gave away 5 or 6 copies of Ghost when it came out on PS4.
Right.
So some of those people never returned.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And you know what? Like our super chats are open, but we're the same way. I feel bad because recently I haven't paid as much attention to the chat room as I usually do, because I'm usually trying, we've been with launch week, it's been a lot of videos and a lot of trying to keep some stuff. But we don't require anybody to super chat us in order to be for us to interact with them. We certainly don't do that if they want to be a guest. There's a bunch of people in that chat room who have been on this show and who are going to continue, who we're going to get on here too, because it's community. And I think that's the other thing that you guys have grown is this awesome community. And and the guys that I remember the way I met Fork, totally out of the blue. The dude just found me on Twitter, and I woke up one morning with this message. Hey, good morning, Stinger NLG. It's have a forking good day, and hey, everybody, follow this guy. And that's how I met him.
Lucky. You're lucky he didn't send you a dick pic.
Well,
honestly.
Actually, he did after my stint. No, that was my initiation into gaming beyond the box. But it was that kind of cool stuff. And after I was on your show, then Leonidas and I don't know if Ghost did yet or not, but I think I'm following Ghost and Bomber. They all started following me, and now I'm growing the part of the community that, and we are, like Peter, Chris, and I are growing a part of the community that we really like. One of the things that we did was, that's why we have this Gamers United Guild. It's us and TXR and Retro Renegades and Four Guys. It's like a bunch of like-minded folks that just we none of the console war bullshit, none of the craziness that goes on. Just want to talk about games. Just want to have some fun, talk about games, and interact with our community. And I say you guys found a way to do it in such a way that you guys really have. The growth has been awesome, and I can tell you guys have fun with it too.
We say it all the time. The day Gaming Beyond the Box isn't fun to do, that'll be the last episode.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. If it's not fun, it's more like work.
The day it becomes another business I have to manage will be the day I stop doing it.
Yeah, right. Well, and then the other thing too is, with Chris and Peter and I mean, we're all strewn across the country. I mean, Chris is in a different time zone than we are, and Peter and I will see each other on online. I mean, I've met him. We were close enough to have met, but I know that on Thursday night, this is my couple hours that I absolutely know I'm going to be hanging out with Peter and Chris. And now I know that I got a chat room full of people that are going to be hanging out with us, that are following along and are talking with us, and we're trying to talk back with them. And then I start seeing these guys and all the other podcasts I watch. So, you're gonna see a couple of these guys next Wednesday because you sold them.
Be ready.
Yeah. So, and
that's what you have to do, man. You have to build a community. I mean, if you just want, I've been on podcasts and I can name a bunch, where they have 100,000 subscribers. But if you pay attention, 90% of their chat are trolls.
Right.
They're coming in the chat just to talk trash about everybody on the panel.
Right.
And that kind of, in my head, that defeats the purpose.
Yep.
And I've been on some pretty big podcasts. And I don't know, maybe because I'm Southern and I don't give a fuck. Maybe I'm a commodity. I don't know. Because there's not a lot of people podcast with my accent. Or my attitude. But the thing is, why would you want a podcast where 90% of your chat is just pure toxic? I don't get it.
Because it could drive your revenue up. Because it is revenue.
Yeah, I guess it just I don't see the point.
I don't either. I mean, we and I know I speak for Chris on this, but Peter and I, we don't see this as a business. I mean,
no.
This is fun. This is a little crazy at times, but fun. And where we get to meet people. I mean, we've met some hellacious devs too. I mean, we've made some great kind of industry friends too. Which is actually cool. It reminds me of my old journalism days, and some of that I get to live through. We Battletoads developer on or something like that. It's some of that stuff's pretty fun. But that's how we see it. We see it as fun. I try to be funny a little bit. Peter is funny. He's funnier than I am.
Sometimes he is.
But it's just an enjoyable way to spend a couple of hours. And
for us, it's for all of us, it's we all look forward to Wednesday night because we can cut loose.
Right.
See, I run a business all day. I've got employees, I've got subcontractors, I've got clients, so I have to be Mr. Professional all day. So at night, I get to be me. So I don't want to be all super serious forever. I mean, I don't want it on my casket someday. I really should have told that joke or really should have posted that meme. So, because I don't really hold back on either one.
No, you do not. That's why I said, man, you have an R-rated frickin' Twitter.
And nobody's ever reported any of it. So
no, because come on, man, because it's you. I could not imagine anybody who did not laugh their ass off at some of the shit you post. I mean,
and that's the point. If you can make somebody laugh, because man, I mean, dude, 2020's been a terrible decade. If you can make somebody laugh, dude, just for a minute to get over some of the crap everybody's dealt with this year, why not?
You have to. Oh, you have to. I just noticed, by the way, on Peter playing Astro's Playroom here, that little tight walk that he was walking was a PlayStation 1 controller cord. That was kind of cool. So,
this game is actually great. Just a lot of fun,
Probably not a game your wife would play, right?
No, and I tried it for a couple of minutes, but I was trying to stream Godfall earlier today, but for some reason, it did not want to stream properly. I tried 3 times, and it just did not want to work. So, but I do recommend if you're out here listening, if you're thinking about picking up Godfall on the PS5, waiting for a sale.
I was gonna. So now that you mentioned that, so what? It has not. Well, it's Gearbox, so start there. But I mean, it hasn't gotten quite the acclaim that everybody thought it would.
I can see what they're. It's almost like they made the game more ambitious than what it needed to be, if that makes sense. They took several different ideas from different games, from different slasher type games, and tried to implement them into Godfall, but they did it very poorly. So it's just like, I see what you're trying to do, but you just didn't put the two together very well. But I mean, the combat is actually fairly decent. The game looks amazing. But if you're going to buy it, wait for it to go on sale. Don't do like me. I bought the extended version or whatever is like $100 and some, but I don't really care about the money. But if you don't have the money to spend, pick up Sackboy instead. Sackboy's a load of laughs.
Yeah, Sackboy looks cute.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's fun. And I've not played a Sackboy game since the PS3.
I don't think I've ever played one. I think we might have gotten one for, through PlayStation Plus, maybe. I don't know.
To me, I think it's better than Mario.
Oh yeah, that's what you said. The
yeah, I know
controversial tweet, and it's like,
yeah, that makes people mad. But I'm sorry, I grew up. I had Nintendo growing up. I'm over Mario. The shit's been going for 40 years. Retire his ass. He's a member of the union.
Yeah.
Retire him. Let him go. Find somebody else. Sackboy fits that niche. So,
Cyber Gunter came in to give me shit about my sticker.
Yeah. First I thought, the Series X could have boo-boo in and needed a Band-Aid, but...
Oh, I took that I figure I'm not going to use my my day one OG Xbox One anymore, so the sticker had to go somewhere. And it's resting comfortably on the X.
Defaced it. Just go.
Not deface it, damn it. No. So, there are a couple things. So let me ask you this: I'm gonna play it. Not that I'm not enjoying watching your little Astro guy run around, but
the music is so great in that game. My goodness,
well,
love it. Especially, this CPU level and stuff. It's funny.
It is.
Now you find the lyrics on the wall.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah, be careful if there's any type of soundtrack on the game.
No, that's true. I turned it up for a second, and now I turned it back down. Did you see the other thing? Because the other bullshit about the YouTube, they're gonna tax you now.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And they already keep 30%.
They already keep 30%,
anyway.
And they're gonna tax the remainder.
And then the best part is, then what little bits you do get, you still have to tax.
Right.
So you'll see a lot less streamers at the first year, probably.
Well, I think what's going to happen is they're either going to... I mean, Twitch is at least trying to work out the whole copyright music thing. But you might see some people heading either straight up to Facebook gaming or looking at something like Rumble.
Now, Facebook, you have to be careful because if you're posting anything and somebody reports it, then boom.
Oh, you could lose your channel. That is true.
Yep.
That is true.
So, but now Facebook gaming, ironically, as much as Zuckerberg and I hate each other, well, me and his bots, Facebook gaming's actually been great for our podcast because we've had thousands of people watch it every week, which really surprised the hell out of me.
Right.
So, but they haven't kicked us off yet. And I'm shocked. But, the thing is, on Facebook, if one person reports anything, if they're like, oh, my God, Mike said that, he didn't like the color of that character, you're gone. That's it. You know, I mean, it only takes one person, you know, to be offended by anything in a game. You know, and I don't understand how you can be offended by a video game, but
Have
you
you
know.
have you met Twitter?
Yeah,
I just don't even I can't wrap my mind around a bunch of that, you know. So I mean, it's there are people with way too much time and way too much energy on their hands.
I agree. And you know, we actually one night, I think the first time we streamed Gaming Beyond the Box to Facebook, I did get taken down that night because I don't remember what the reason was. It had something to do with Husk because because somebody had reported it was offensive seeing Husk drinking a beer on the stream. And I'm like, you know, as far as I know, it's not illegal to drink beer in your own home. So, and he's of age, you know, I don't know why it was offensive to the person, but yeah, they reported
And he was
the
not
stream.
forced.
Yeah. And he was in his own house. He just had to be on a webcam. So, but yeah, that's the catch. You just have to be really careful of what you put on there. But if you're like me, you don't care if they kick you off. They kick you off. But they haven't kicked us off since that first night.
Since that first night.
Yeah. After that, we've not had them do it anymore.
Fair enough.
And he still drinks on the podcast. Now we got ladies sitting there sipping White Claws on there. And last week, Ghost had a bong. You know, he was sitting there hitting a bong on the show. Nobody said anything.
That's for the smoke effect.
Yeah,
That's right.
I mean, he was right there on the stream, and nobody reported it. I was shocked. But you know, you always get people to look for something. So,
Well, that's part of the problem too. Somebody always wants to be that guy.
we just had that one Karen come across the stream that night that got offended by us drinking a beer.
Right.
Maybe she didn't like that type of beer. Who knows?
Right.
Well, if it's an IPA, I can understand.
If it's beer in general, I don't get it. All that shit tastes like piss. If you ask me.
Well, wait, what are you drinking now?
Me, I'm drinking coffee, dude.
Oh,
I don't drink beer, dude. I don't drink alcohol at all.
do you really?
Yeah, I don't drink. I don't smoke pot. I don't do anything, dude. I drink coffee and I work and I play games. Or I drink soda. I had a
That's what I got.
yeah. I had a Diet Dr Pepper cream soda a second ago. But
Oh.
yeah, I don't drink alcohol at all.
Wow.
I did a couple months ago. I had one beer on the stream. And you know the bad part, I have not drank anything with alcohol in it since like 2012, and that one beer almost did me in.
I could do beer. I do wine. I'm not a hard liquor guy. I can't. It's like I can't drink medicine. So there's some things that I can't stomach. So I'm kind of with you on that.
I can't stand. I can't even stand the smell of beer.
Interesting.
I don't know. It just I don't even like the smell of it.
Put a good
And I've
Yingling
got-
in front of me.
No, I've tried those too. No,
Really? That's good
there's
shit.
not. I don't think there's many I have not tried to like. I just can't do it. Not
Team
a fan.
Sticker can't handle it. I'm telling you, man, Gunter just came in. He just came in just to muck with me. He just came in because he is talking about offended. He is offended by my sticker. So
I think everybody is.
I know. I
Some
tell
people-
you. See, I every once in a while I love to just stir the pot because you know I stay pretty quiet. You know, you don't see a whole lot from me. So every once in a while, I just got to make sure people know that I
Yeah,
still exist.
you know what that means? That means I need to have you on next week as a guest.
Hey, I'm game. I
Yeah.
honest to goodness, man, all seriousness, I enjoyed that night. I
And
started off.
we need to bring Peter with you.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh,
Yeah. I think that sounds like a plan. What do you guys think?
Are we having a date?
Yeah, we'll call it a threesome. If that makes you feel better.
All right.
But fork will be your prize at the end of the podcast.
Nice.
Or Bomber's fingers. Take your
Or
choice.
Bomber's big ass fingers. His big ass hand.
He's the only person. He's the only person. Give you a prostate exam from the next room.
In the next room. Oh, that's privacy right there.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I low key threw up today's Cyberpunk gameplay video in case anybody hadn't seen it yet. Oh, any thoughts on? I mean, Cyberpunk has got to be that's got to be one of your type of game, right?
Oh yeah, I've had it pre-ordered for a while now.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it today. It's a Newegg at a special.
And my collector's edition has been postponed so many times.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm surprised Amazon's still going to deliver it because, sometimes when stuff keeps getting delayed, Amazon's just like, yeah, that collector's edition you wanted? Yeah, fuck you. You're not getting it now. So.
Well, they sent you an email like, are you still interested? And you missed that one. It's like, cancel.
Well, speaking of that, you got to be careful, too, with GameStop doing that. When Doom Eternal came out, I had 2 collector's editions ordered through GameStop. But then, when the game got delayed the last time, GameStop emailed me and says, well, by the way, the game got delayed. We're canceling your pre-orders. So I was like, well, I'm not going to go back and order it from them again. I ordered it from Amazon. Well, the day of release, I got an email that says, oh, by the way, GameStop just charged 2 collector's editions to your credit card, and they just shipped.
Ah.
So I wound up with 3 collector's editions of Doom Eternal.
Jesus.
3 Doom helmets, 3 copies of the game. So I was like,
almost for every room.
Well, no, one I was buying for my son anyway, and the other one I gave away on the stream. But yeah, I wound up with 3 collector's editions for that game.
Wow. Sorry, I missed that stream.
Man, I was pissed. I'm like, Jesus Christ, GameStop. And the bad part, they sent me a notice telling me it had been canceled.
Huh.
So.
See, they should have let you take it back in that case.
I probably could have, but I've mentioned this several times on my podcast. If you've ever dealt with the chick that works in my GameStop, it's just best not to.
Just GameStop in general, I don't have much good to say.
I was just saying.
I can literally walk past the door on the sidewalk and can smell her.
Jeez.
I cannot even become a pro member without going into the store. It's like, it's 2020. Who's still going to a store?
Well, I still remember. So the night that the Series X, they tweeted we're gonna have some stuff on the site, and then we'll have some limited stock in the stores the next day. I called my local GameStop, and I got that same girl, and all I said was, I don't suppose you're gonna have some of that limited stock tomorrow. She literally said to me, I'm not allowed to tell you. I said, what do you mean you're not allowed to tell me? You're just gonna make me stand in line and hope? You can't tell me how many you're gonna get so I know whether or not I'm wasting my time. She said, no, I can't tell you.
Yeah, that's really what's hurt GameStop, dude. A friend of mine is actually a regional manager for GameStop, and he has been for 15 years. He is a great dude. He's a really good friend of mine. He will tell you some of the employees he gets is what kills GameStop. Because they just, but then again, though, I kind of see their point. If I treated my employees the way GameStop treats theirs, nobody would want to work for me either. Because sometimes GameStop's a terrible place to work, man. I know a lot of people that's work there.
It used to be, Used to be a great place when it was EB.
Yeah.
Whatever happened. Well, you know what happened is that the kids that they get to work there are dumber than we are. I mean,
Or do we just become smarter?
or we just grew up.
Maybe.
I mean,
Well, I really got mad. You remember when the Gears of War Xbox, the Gears 5 Xbox came out? What, last year?
Oh yeah. Was it last year that came out?
I think it was last year, or year before. But when that Xbox came out, first thing my wife says is, "I want that Xbox." So okay, I couldn't find it anywhere else. So now wait a minute, I did get the Xbox on Amazon, but she also wanted that headset, the Gears 5 headset.
Oh yeah.
The only place that had it was GameStop. She and I went to the GameStop near my house, which is like a mile away. We went there and pre-ordered this headset. The girl charged me for said headset. We waited 5 weeks and never got the headset.
Huh.
And I guess she didn't think we were smart enough. And the girl knows I've got a podcast. I've been gaming forever, and I'm not stupid. I went on their website because it was a Razer headset, and they were like, "Oh, these, released weeks ago." So, website, it didn't say anything in there. So I called my buddy Eric, who's her boss, and Eric's like, "What do you mean you didn't get the headset?" I'm like, "Dude, it's never showed up." I was like, "We've never gotten it." She did not even turn in, I don't know how she did it. She didn't even turn in the receipt. She basically charged my credit card, kept the money somehow, or voided out the transaction. Luckily, I still had the receipt where we pre-ordered.
Huh.
And he made it right. He called the head person over him, and he said, "Look, give your customer whatever headset he picks. We're really super sorry. I had to go through the process of getting my credit card. I had to call my credit card company, get that crap changed and all that stuff." Needless to say, homegirl was fired, but, we never got the headset.
Other than trade-ins, trade-ins is all they got left. That's because otherwise,
if you go into the one here by my house, dude, there's really not a whole lot there. Though I did notice the other day a lot of Microsoft stuff is moving towards the front of the store now.
Well, could be that.
I wonder why.
yeah, could be that deal. Yeah, could be that.
Now there's an incentive.
Yeah, right.
That partnership, yeah.
Yeah, that little will let you use Microsoft Dynamics for your point of sale system and supply you with Surface tablets. Yeah.
Oh, my buddy Eric could tell you quick, because he and I were talking a few days ago. If it wasn't for Microsoft stepping in, GameStop would be done. I mean, they've been trying to sell themselves for 5 years now, and nobody wants to buy them.
No, they keep shutting down stores. I didn't realize how many stores they actually had.
I think we had 12 in my city, and I think we're down to maybe 3. I think we have 3 here now, maybe 4. So
I think we have
they've shut down a lot.
I think we have about the same.
Yeah, because we had 12 or 13 a couple of years ago. And now we're down to 3 or 4 stores. But I mean, why are they even relevant except for do trade-ins?
That's it. That's why. Because if you don't have that, and even at that, I thought at one time Best Buy was doing trade-ins. I don't think they're really.
They still do them here, but they don't give you as much as GameStop, ironically. See, Tuesday this week, you know how many consoles I have, right?
Yeah.
I had 6 Xbox X's in my house and 4 PS4 Pros. So last week when my new consoles came in, I disconnected all my old stuff, right, and put it in a box. And I was like, what am I going to do with all this crap? So my son-in-law mentioned to me he was going to take his Gears of War Xbox to GameStop and trade it in, buy another controller. So I was like, you know what? I'll join you. And I haven't been inside of a GameStop physically since we had this issue with the girl. But here's this guy walking in, as you said earlier, the gray-haired guy walking into GameStop with a giant box full of game consoles. It was a sight to behold. But I traded in 5 Xboxes and 2 PS4 Pros. And I had 72 controllers. I traded in some of the controllers because I'm just not going to use them anyway. I did keep the really odd, rare controllers. I did keep those. But some of my just standard controllers I kept. I got almost $1,800. But the bad part is, what the hell am I going to use it? I mean, it's store credit. What am I going to use it for? I don't buy physical games.
Well, I'm imagining that you're going to see a hell of a lot more digital at GameStop now. I think they figured out that that's the key to staying alive.
Microsoft. Oh, he told me they are going to start doing digital.
Yeah.
Microsoft, especially with the Microsoft thing, there's an incentive to even sell.
But not with Sony, because he said Sony put a stop to that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they will be selling them, and maybe, like I talked to my buddy Eric, I'm like, because sometimes they get collectibles in there. I guess that money will stay on that GameStop card until they get some type of collectible that I want.
Right. So, well, they'll sell a digital special edition.
Yeah. So I've got all that money on a GameStop card now, and I'm like, but I weren't going to keep. I didn't have anything else to do with the consoles, so. And I hate clutter for some odd reason, but you know what I do. So.
Yeah.
No, but I try to avoid GameStop like the plague. Because I'm also digital, so I have nothing to trade in.
Yeah, I have not bought a disc, dude, of any sort in 10 years. Music, movie, or game.
Now, even when you buy a disc at GameStop, it's like, it's not in the box.
You don't know if it's going to work or not.
Right.
It's like, is this a secondhand disc, I'm going to buy a new copy.
I gotta say, movies I still somewhat buy. I mean, I stream a bunch of shit, but if there's a really good 4K Blu-ray I want, I'll buy that. Because my wife and I do like to, watch a movie every once in a while.
It has to have a digital code with it, though.
Yes. Yeah.
It needs to have both.
You know what I do, though, when it comes to movies? I've probably got 4,000 movies on my Xbox. I take them, because I don't know if you can do this. On my PC, because your movies, TV and movies app work on your PC.
Yes.
Your Microsoft account goes to your PC. So I have a giant 8 terabyte hard drive connected to my PC. I go into my movies and TV app, and I just download everything I purchase and put it on that hard drive. Because I live in Hurricane Alley, so there's some summers we get a hurricane, we may not have power or internet for 2 weeks at a time. That way, if my whole house is running on a generator, I've got electricity but no internet. If I can't stream anything, then I just plug that hard drive into my Xbox, and I can watch whatever I want.
Nice.
And it's a lot easier to store one big hard drive than it is thousands of DVDs.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
But I do still have a pretty big, DVD collection, that we had from years ago. But you can imagine what type of movies I watch. It's all Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, it's all scary stuff. just in case, you know.
By the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't play this. I found this trailer today too. I saw the IO Interactive.
Yeah.
The Bond. They're coming. The Bond is back, and it's going to be an origin story. So they're kind of going the Casino Royale route. Now this is my type of game. This is what I was expecting. Like I've talked about, we haven't seen any game from the Initiative yet, and I've wanted them to make Perfect Dark. But I'll take.
Speaking of what happened to all those predictions? Remember that? All those predictions before launch day. Remember all those? Some of these people were making.
Oh right.
Oh, well, Xbox is buying the world before launch. I haven't seen it yet.
Not yet. They certainly bought a chunk of land though.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they bought all ZeniMax.
Yep, that's in my backyard, Peter's backyard. I mean, they're right near us. I've known Pete Hines for a long time. Did you see too? My favorite guy in the whole world, Jim Ryan. He's like, yeah, I kind of want to know if Elder Scrolls and Starfield are coming out for the PS5. I would like to know that myself.
Then he made that announcement. There won't be anything really, next generation until 2022.
Right.
It's kind of funny. I said that last night. I was like, yeah, you're not going to see, any games take advantage of this new generation for at least a couple of years.
No.
It's not something that you're going to get the console day one and everything's going to be made next gen. That's just not how this works.
No, and that gives you time. That gives you time if you can't afford, both consoles at the same time. That gives you time to get them. I mean, and I have to say, I have to admit, the hitting the button on my controller and having my console on and ready before my TV turns on, that's pretty slick.
Hey, Mike, give me just a second, dude. My dog is pawing at my door. That's her way of telling me she needs to go out.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, I mean, the speed is incredible.
I can't get over it.
It's like my PlayStation, like I always turn the one out, completely off, so I don't have it it doesn't update my games till I boot it up, and it's like, a cold boot is so quick.
It's amazing. It is amazing.
And the Xbox too. I mean, it's fantastic.
When I'm turning my TV on and off with the Xbox, so I have the HDMI CEC.
Oh, okay.
And so I hit the button, TV turns on, and the Xbox is there and ready. Now I sign into mine because I'll be damned if my kids are going to come down and play on it.
I know.
So
Mike is playing Roblox again. Damn.
Yeah, right. So they now can play with the One X. So,
yeah.
And Wilmy probably said, these guys are too fucking boring for me.
Yeah,
He's probably gone.
He's like actually walking the dog. It's like not just kicking him out. It's like he's going around the block.
Oh my god. So anyway, and I downloaded Forza Horizon 4, right?
Yes.
And first off, the fact that they took the performance and quality mode out because it doesn't need that anymore.
Oh, that's such a nice.
Such nice. But if I because I restart races a lot because I'm Pox and Wilby decide to start drinking. We're on intermission. I restart races every once in a while, and when I do, it always takes a good 30-35 seconds to restart a race.
Yeah.
No, it's the second I hit restart, it pops me right back into. Yeah, it's the loading times. And remember, I've always said that was the thing that would be my game changer. Not the graphics, not the because that stuff is sort of plateaued to me. It was gonna be that SSD speed, and it wasn't. It did not disappoint. Coop. Oh my God, he's got a total of 5 hard drives, internal, external expansion card, his NVMe, his SATA 3, and his 8 terabyte hub spinner. Jeez Louise.
I have 3 hard drives in it, 2 8 terabytes and 1 3, I think it is. I don't have the expansion card, but sooner or later I will.
Yeah.
Still okay, but
sooner or later I'll end up getting that. But not.
But
now.
I'm still playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey though. That game was so good. I finished the main story, but it's just like I don't know, such a enjoyable, game, running around. So I'm just cleaning up some side quests and stuff. Fantastic.
Nice.
Play a little bit of Valhalla.
All right. So what's your take on Valhalla?
I mean, I haven't gotten that far. Yeah, but so far so good. I mean, it's like coming from Odyssey. It works slightly different, and that you don't have Icarus, that bird that can spot and tag everything. You have a crow that's like pretty useless at the beginning. But at least you can still go up in the air and get a bird's eye. But you have to tag everything manually, and it's but so far so good. Also played some Watch Dogs 3 Legion, and the game is cool, except it doesn't preserve my saves. I played the same thing like 2 times or 3 times, and the next day it's like, I'll start from not exactly from scratch. It has a save game like after my first day playing, and after that it doesn't want to persist, and I'm not the only one, so. Has some significant issues.
That does not give me the will to want to play it.
No. Even though it's on sale right now, you can get it for half price, and they need to fix it. And it's kind of funny because then it was Ubisoft posted a tweet saying like, "Oh yeah, we're working on the fix for the Valhalla save file corruption." It's like. You need to get your priorities straight. Yeah. I don't know if there's a corruption going on or not. I haven't heard anyone with a Valhalla save file corruption, but I know plenty of people who have issues with Watch Dogs 3. So hopefully that'll get fixed soon. Because the game looks very cool, and so far what I've played was enjoyable. But I'm not going to play it again till.
I started playing Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, and
it's awesome so far. The presentation, the way that Respawn put that game together, and meshes the storyline and stuff, is phenomenal. And I'm playing it in performance mode, which is 1080p 60.
Right.
Hoping that at some point we'll get a Series X upgrade.
Oh, they haven't done that yet?
No, but it
Are there
looks.
plans, though?
I don't know, and it doesn't. I gotta tell you, the SSD does not make a difference in that game either. There's been a couple times, it's when people say it's got sort of a Dark Souls kind of feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
They're right. I mean, I see kind of this big battle here that the knight was just doing, and I kind of see a little bit of that in some of what I'm doing with Star Wars. But at the same time, lightsaber and force and stuff like that, and there's some neat traversal stuff to do, and there's a little bit of exploration. It's sort of like the Tomb Raider games, the current Tomb Raider games, where it's not totally open world, but it's open.
Okay.
It's open-ish world.
Right.
So
That's nice though. You
Yeah.
don't spend too much time around just wandering around for.
No, they're areas, but they're not totally wide open. It's actually more closed off than Horizon Zero Dawn. I'd almost put it.
What about God of War?
That's the other game that I was going to compare it to from that standpoint. I mean, that's huge. The areas are huge, absolutely huge. So
Now you were saying what was huge? I missed it.
Jedi Fallen Order.
I thought you were talking about something entirely off topic. Okay. My dog Lilith says thank you. She really had to.
Oh, no problem. We thought that was code for I got to get the fuck off this show.
No,
Around the block.
I have a 90-pound pit bull. When she tells you it's time to go to the bathroom, you really won't let her go.
Yeah. Oh man, 90-pound pit bull.
Yeah, she's a big girl, but she's one big baby.
Wow.
Unless she doesn't like you, then I don't really want to know what that would be like.
That'd be like what the hell is this? Sigmund and Roy's tigers. One day decide to one day to be a tiger.
She's a big baby to me and the wife and the family, but yeah. Even my grandson, she loves him to death, but I don't know how she would act towards somebody trying to break in.
Oh,
that would probably end badly.
That would probably not end well at all.
It would be bad.
Oh. Did you we were just throwing random gameplay trailers up. Did you play Demon's Souls?
No. I played it on the PS3 and I just don't have the patience for it anymore. I really don't.
Yeah.
I thought about it. I came very close. But then I told myself, do you really want to, buy another 85-inch TV for the living room? And I told myself no.
Oh, maybe I should play this one, man. My wife doesn't let me upgrade my TV. Still works. I'm like, I don't really want that one.
It won't work.
It
won't work with a DualSense in it.
I can play a lot of games, but I did play this on the PS3, and I just don't really have the patience for it anymore. So it's best I just leave it alone.
I tried Dark Souls 3, and then I played through a bit of Neo. I didn't get Sekiro for that reason. I
thought about Sekiro. No. Just kidding.
Right.
I see people talk about the Souls games, and I've tried a couple, and I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this to myself?
Right. That's not fun. I don't get there's no fun factor in that, It's.
I mean, it looks cool, but then even in this trailer, it's like you see the guy just dying when he encounters a boss, and it's like.
Yeah, I'm just not one of those people. If I wanted to torture myself, I would, slam my dick in a bathroom door 7 or 8 times.
Right.
At least make it somewhat more enjoyable than playing this.
No.
So
I had enough. I did enough masochistic stuff playing Doom Eternal on Ultra Violent. I mean, and Dan, when Dan was on like 2 weeks ago, he said, "Why? Why are you doing that?" I said, "Because I'm an idiot." But I felt a sense of worth when I beat that game on Ultra Violence. I have to say, I felt.
Did you get a Chivo for that?
No.
Oh.
No.
They should send you a shirt that says I was stupid at that point.
Yeah.
Right. No, the Chivo was for beat the game on any difficulty.
Oh, so there's no special one?
No, I was unhappy about that. So,
you should do like some people. You should tweet Aaron Greenberg in a really nasty manner to see if that helps your cause.
That's especially since he follows me. That would go over very well.
Yeah,
at least you know he will read your tweet.
That's what you should do.
I should. Hey, what's up, Ren? And thank you, Infinite. Great show, guys. That's because we got the man on.
Oh, wow. Well, look. Nintendo just automatically charged me for another year, and I've not played my Switch since last year.
Oh, there's Yobi. I hope Yobi, I hope you picked up a good question of the week for us. So,
That's amazing.
I
don't remember even setting that.
That's funny. So for what the yearly online?
Yeah.
Shit?
And I've not played my Switch in about since this time last year. Yeah.
You know, the NES and SNES games are almost better than the retail the cards that you can buy now.
And I even bought a Switch Lite thinking to myself, maybe if I buy that, I'll play it more. Yeah, I played that twice.
Oh, you guys don't play Animal Crossing? I mean, come on.
My wife played it for about a week.
That game should be disqualified from the whole whatever thing that's coming up soon.
Oh, the Video Game Awards?
Yeah, because it's stupid. You can only have like one island with, the first person who starts on a Switch dictates your island. That's so 1980s.
That's what made my wife mad about it too, was the fact that you can only have that one area, and after you got through that, you're pretty much SOL. You can travel to other people's islands, but it really didn't do you any good.
Yeah.
So she quit playing it.
I know people that are rabid with their Switches.
Oh yeah.
And Jay Prime is a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't say anything bad about Nintendo to some people, man. They'll,
Oh man, if you think the PlayStation, Xbox fanboys are bad, oh my god,
I don't get it. I remember I played the first ever Zelda game. I played the first ever Mario game, and I'm here to tell you, other than the maps, the shit hadn't changed. Yeah, I mean, some of the physics and the graphics are better, but I mean, retire Link. Let him go, hook up with Zelda, have his family or pay child support, do whatever it is he's going to do. And like I said earlier, Mario is in the plumbing. He's in the plumbing thing. He's in the union for plumbers. Let him retire. Him and Luigi come up with something new. But Nintendo is the one company that always gets a free pass to keep just remaking the same thing over and over.
But Princess Peach is now Cougar, so there you go.
Yeah, and we all know she's been banging Bowser for generations.
Dang.
Just let them all go. Come up with something new and something different. I bought the last Zelda game. I played it for a couple of hours. I'm like, and people's like, oh, the graphics are so great. It was cool looking, but I just couldn't get into it.
The kids are gonna get them for Hanukkah. My wife did manage to find a couple Switch Lites, but I don't know. I was excited when they announced it, and then as I saw more, I got less and less excited.
Well, the thing that gets me too is their store. Some of their games, dude, are like cheap mobile games that's in that store. And it's like, really? You're selling that on here? But I guess, everybody plays something different, but it's just not my thing. Yeah. Not at all.
Not mine either. Now, if I'm going to play something, mobile, it'll be on xCloud. And I don't even do that. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I don't either, and I've got it. That's the thing.
Yeah, I've got it. I've played a couple things on it.
Yeah, at first I was like, hey, it's not an iOS. I was like, oh, dang it. And it's like, if I do have it on iOS, even if it's through a web browser, am I really going to play it? That screen is too small. I'm getting too old to.
It comes in handy, dude. I've been on a few podcasts where I've been so damn bored. I've got it pulled up on my tablet, and I'm sitting here playing, something on my tablet. And then they'd be like, Wilmy, what is your thoughts? Oh, are you talking to me? I'm sorry. But
quick shout out to the Game Buffet for the super chat. He says, someone take your shirt off. All right, Game Buffet, take your shirt off.
Yeah, you
see, I got right my ahead, big Chris. Giant Samsung in front of me.
Oh, now, so what, because I've got an older, maybe I'll try it again. I got an older Tab 10. Shit doesn't work on it at all.
It doesn't?
No. Oh. In fact, it's just sitting over here because I just haven't fucked with it. It's a, oh my God, I'm getting old. It's like a 4th generation Tab. So I mean, it's not new, but it's not like, decade old, and it just crashes it. It doesn't.
Oh,
it won't
dude.
run it at all.
This thing, I just bought it a couple of months ago. It is freaking amazing. There's not much I can't do with this tablet. So
I love Samsung stuff too. I mean, my Note 9 is, I know, 2 years old. I know it's, but man, it's a beast of a phone.
yeah, I just switched. I was on Apple for 12 years, and I just went when the Galaxy 20s came, or 10s, or whatever the fuck it is I've got. I went and switched to one of those because I just got tired of dealing with Apple.
Yeah.
That seems to be what the prevailing thing with Apple is everybody starts, everybody loves the phones, but they're starting to get tired of Apple themselves.
Well, I mean, some of the features really aren't that much different. So, but I do like my Android much better. Yeah, Dred, that's what it is. The Galaxy S20 Ultra.
Yeah, I've always been an Android guy. My job tried to move me to an iPhone, and I was able to convince them that because I can lock this to a point to where it'll encrypt, because my company does cybersecurity. So, the big rage was, well, Apple phones are secure and all that. I'm like, yeah, my phone is too. And so I was able to convince my boss not to force me to get an iPhone. I'm sorry, Peter. No offense.
Oh, I don't care.
Oh, my wife still won't give up her iPhone, so I was like, yeah, you can keep that one. I'm going to the Samsung.
Yeah, my wife loves her iPhone and iPads and all that too. Chad, if you people that like them, that it is hard to move them off. But I'm not the same way. It's hard to move me off with Samsungs. I understand that.
And see, all my TVs are all Samsung. I had 7 Samsung televisions in my house. Everything connects to them, now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got my Google Home connected to all that stuff now too. So, I finish up over here. I don't even have to go grab my controller. I just tell Google to turn all that shit on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's been such great conversation. I almost don't want to actually talk about a real thing, but those Game Awards are coming up. I don't know if anybody if you guys even care. I mean,
not really.
I mean, I had this grandiose idea. I had all the slides up to figure we could make fun of Jeff Keighley for a half hour, but honestly, I'm enjoying just this is you have brought your style to the show.
I'm sorry, I'm a human distraction with feet.
Oh, it's all. You know what? It's okay. It's all right. Every once in a while, it's what you need. So, I am happy though. We were talking about games and stuff. I'm happy to see, at least beyond. I mean, there are a lot of people that are getting the consoles. I was lucky enough, thanks to One-Eyed Jack, my friend on Twitter and Xbox. He sold me his second pre-order, so I was able to get it. There's a bunch of people out there playing, and it is good because, the industry is healthy. I think it's healthier than it's been in a while, and I think they needed this kind of new break in this jump in console and all that stuff. Did you only get the PS5? Did you snag a Series X yet?
Oh yeah, I've got 5 of those. No, I got 4 X's and 1 S.
Jesus, man! One for each room of the house.
One for my living room, one for my home office where I'm sitting now, one for the game room, and then one was for my son-in-law. And the Series S went in our bedroom.
How were you able to snag 5 of those, much less one?
Same as I said earlier, dumb luck, and a wife and I both determined we were going on every site trying to secure them.
That is
and
dedication.
See, Best Buy, actually, if you have the mobile app, if you have a credit card through them, sometimes you can snatch stuff before it officially comes online. So I was able to do that through them and Target.
Oh, don't give it to Target. Target can suck my.
Well, my wife got 2 from Target by pure mistake because she had it in the cart the first time, and then it disappeared, and then she put another one in the cart and managed to snag 2 of them.
See, and when Walmart had them on sale on launch day, I was out at a client site, and I called my wife, and I said, they're going to sell them at noon. She said, I know. I'm already, it was like 11:45. She says, I'm already sitting on there refreshing. She said, there's a big countdown clock. So 12:15, 12:30 rolls around. I don't hear from her. I get home, and she's got this twisted look on her face. And I said, so I guess no luck, huh? She said, I had that shit in the cart.
Yeah, everybody did.
Yeah. And then they went to click checkout, and then they just took you to, we're sold out. And I was like, how, you can't operate that way. And she was up at like 7 that morning. I think I was up the night before trying to figure out how to get one on either Walmart online or Target online or whatnot. So I woke up. My wife woke me up at like 7 in the morning, and she said, "So were you able to snag one?" I said, "No, not really." She said, "Well, she had already called like 3 places, and she thought that she was going to be able to walk into Walmart and get one." So she went out to like 4 places while I'm getting the kids ready for school, online BS learning, and she was already on her way to Walmart, and unfortunately, they all got like 5, and you couldn't. By the time she got there, they were all sold out. Mm. So on my way to my client, I drove by a GameStop. And the GameStop opens at 10. There was already like 30 people outside the Walmart or outside the GameStop. And it turns out they only had like 4. So,
yeah.
Bless you for being able to get that many.
Yeah,
even by dumb luck.
Like I said, dude, my wife was going at it. I was on the PC and on my mobile phone. I mean, we were multitasking.
Yeah. Man, that is nuts.
And the only issue I'm having with my Series X, it loves to shut off by itself.
Really?
Yeah, it did it again last night before we went on the podcast. My wife was looking through the store, and the Xbox just powered itself down again.
Huh.
Now, I'm thankfully, knock on wood, I'm not having that problem. So thank goodness for that.
I haven't seen it either on mine. So,
and my son-in-law, we were playing Call of Duty Cold War. I think it was Tuesday night, and his Xbox just shut off in the middle of a match. So
that kind of sucks.
Oh. Yeah, maybe it's a thing with Call of Duty. I don't know. And I'm also in the alpha.
Oh yeah, I've also heard people play Call of Duty and they don't have the the Series X port installed, but just the
Yeah, well, he's got the correct edition because I showed him which one to download.
Oh, okay.
Everybody, I know I did. I had 2 different versions, and I had to choose which one was optimized for the X or the S, and which one was just for the regular Xbox.
Right.
And then the bad part, Call of Duty, they really screwed all that up the way they set it up to begin with. Because not everything would download or install either. You had to keep going back on your internal to check to see if it all actually installed.
Well, now, with the, I know you guys have seen this, you got to make sure you got the right version installed. There are people playing it on PS5 that don't realize they're playing the PS4 version. the physical Xbox. There's 2 physical Xbox versions. One that says X on it, one that doesn't. You have to.
I was curious why I had 2 separate copies of the game installed at first, because I thought it was going to be like everything else. It would just automatically go to that X or S version, but it didn't.
No, because they didn't do the smart delivery.
Right.
Which makes no sense.
I mean, it's Call of Duty and it's Activision, so
they are, and I haven't played a Call of Duty in years. I mean,
I haven't played one since this morning.
I kind of want. Did you play the campaign on Black Ops Cold War?
Not yet.
Yeah, me neither.
I may be
I've been
asking
having
you
fun
guys
with the
about
multiplayer.
that. See, I'm not a multiplayer guy anymore because I'm old.
That one is pretty cool though. There's bigger maps and stuff.
There's nothing better than being old, because you can afford that $300 headset to have a 12-year-old tell you how you banged your mom last night.
Yeah.
Right. There's nothing in the world like yeah. It's
The last one that told me that, I guarantee you, was scarred for life, because we were playing Call of Duty. He goes, "Yeah, man, I banged your mom." I'm like, "Really?" I said, "Did you go dig her up, or do you need me to dig her up for you?"
Yeah.
And he immediately shut off his microphone. So, but actually, if I'm playing by myself with randoms, I just shut everybody down. I mute everybody. So it works out.
It depends on what game I'm doing. There's some times when I'll talk to somebody, because you could tell how they're talking to each other when you get into the game, how they're gonna talk to you. Because I used to do that with Sea of Thieves, and every once in a while, I would leave the party open, let somebody jump in, and you could tell right away whether or not you're gonna have a good experience or not.
Well, number one, I know you're not, because you're playing Sea of Thieves.
Wow. Okay, this is not launch game. This is not launch day Sea of Thieves.
I don't care what day, dude. What is a good day for Sea of Thieves? When you're just to the point of boredom, you just can no longer stand life, or what? I tried the game. I was like, yeah, no.
I don't know.
It was fun before the try hard started to ruin
yeah.
it. It's like, okay, fun's over.
Yeah. But it was,
Yeah.
I mean, I did go back and check it out, because the Series X runs at 60 frames per second. And it is
great.
smoother.
Boredom at 60 frames.
It is smoother.
Yeah. At least you spawn a little bit quicker.
Yes, you spawn a little bit quicker
Yeah,
when the PC people come and rape you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but see, at least I'm honest, man. I'm not one of these dudes that sit and downplay or trash something without ever playing it or trying it. I did try it, so I actually did attempt to play it, and it was the most boring hour of my life almost.
You've got to have the right. I mean, this is my opinion. You got to have the right people playing with you. If you're playing it by yourself,
that will be.
Yeah, you may as well. You may as well do it. If you're gonna do that, do it drunk. That may be, Wilmy, when you have to actually throw down some alcohol, because that could be a whole different experience for you. But if you're gonna play multiplayer, you gotta have the right people around you. And if you got there's been some times. We had I remember, Peter, we had Rick Lagnese playing with us. And,
right.
And then we met up. Sometimes you meet up with another crew and you do shit. I mean, you gotta have that's a game you gotta have the right people with you. That's the only way I can. So I kind of get it. It's not that I don't. I do kind of get what you're saying.
If I can't have fun by myself, I mean, sometimes it's not going to help with other people.
That's fair.
And we can take this to 2 different levels if you want to, gentlemen. We can talk about gaming or masturbation. I mean, take your pick, whichever one of you want to choose that with. So if I can't keep myself entertained, nobody else is going to be able to help.
Wow. So about those VGAs, the Video Game Awards. Did you? All right. So what? Given that there isn't getting anything on the Xbox Series X that's new, what did you fire up?
On the Xbox?
Yeah.
Well, I'm very pissed off with the good folks at Ubisoft over Watch Dogs Legions.
Yeah. Oh, bastards.
I have lost 9 hours of that fucking game
Mm-hmm.
because it will not save. So I refuse to play it again until they fix it. I do have Valhalla. I haven't played it yet because I'm so pissed off with them over Legions.
And the thing is, you've played for 9 hours, right? So if you have it digitally, you cannot even ask for a refund because I look at it, it's like,
Yeah.
sorry, sir, you have played it for 9 hours.
Yeah, and well, at first I thought it was a glitch. I was like, okay, maybe I did something wrong. So I went back the other day, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, and played the game for another 5 hours. And I had all these people recruited. I knocked out all these missions and all this other stuff. And I went back and played again a few hours later. Boom, started me right back off at the beginning again. I'm like, fuck you. I'm not touching it again until it's patched. And I know if I play Valhalla, I won't touch anything else. So I've been basically on the Xbox. I have been playing Call of Duty.
Okay.
And that's really been it. I hate to say it. I've been playing more on the PS5. So, and people can hate me for it. I really don't care. But, me and the wife, we've been playing Sackboy and everything else under the sun. So,
Nothing wrong. See, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I need to
Nothing
get
at all
Sackboy.
wrong with that.
Let's see if it's on sale.
Honestly, right now I'm rolling. Like I said, I'm rolling through. Look, it's a PS4.
The PSVR processing unit.
I wonder if that's the one without HDR.
I don't know. You probably can't look at it because it has the model number and the whole 9 yards. It's pretty detailed.
That looks like the thing that connects to the PSVR, ain't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's the processor box.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. No,
Worst excuse for VR ever made.
What do you mean?
The PSVR?
Yeah. No? Well,
No.
I guess if you're PC, so I assume you have an Oculus
Oh,
or
I've got
a
several.
Vive. You have several.
Yeah, I've got both. I've got every version of Oculus. I've got HTC.
The
Yeah.
Vive. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried the PSVR. No.
I mean, yeah. I mean, quality-wise, like once you're used to the Oculus or ACC, then it's...
The funny part, I can put on my Oculus now. I can play it for hours, and I'm fine. That PlayStation VR, I used to jump out of airplanes, and I can put that shit on my head for 5 minutes, and I'm in the floor ready to puke. It's just something. It's just something with the motion, the way the movements and everything are set up. It's just poorly optimized. And I've tried to play several games on it. I own several games for the PlayStation VR when I bought it, and only a couple of them I could actually stomach to play.
The only one that really made me sick was Farpoint. That was the one.
Yeah.
And I know because I was sitting down.
It helps when you're standing.
Yeah.
Let's say it that way.
But
For me, I couldn't stand for very long because I just wanted to hit the floor.
I played. I got to get back to it. I played Iron Man. It was not bad. I don't have the money for Oculus, so I have to stick with kind of the poor man's VR.
Do you think we're getting a PSVR 2.0? Or do you think it kind of like,
They're gonna have to because they said
Why?
basically they said that you're not gonna be able to. You're not getting any PS5 games for the original helmet.
right?
Well, Jim did say something about that it just hasn't reached that level yet. So you may not see one.
That's
And the funny part, everybody dogged Phil Spencer because he said he just did not want to see PlayStation VR.
Right.
He didn't want to see VR on the Xbox. They may make something at some point, for the new PlayStation 5, but I don't know, man. And from somebody that plays a lot of VR on PC, the amount of really good games are pretty limited.
Yeah.
Other than Half-Life, I mean, Half-Life is like the go-to VR game. And the Walking Dead game was really good. But other than that, man, I mean, most of it's just garbage. There's not very many good VR games.
Well, because they're all experiences. They're not.
Yeah.
Super Cooper says Lone Echo. He's talked about that game a lot, Lone Echo. I agree with you. I mean, but there are a couple of games. You're right. I mean, and on PSVR, there's a couple of games that I have that are, to me, fully fleshed out games. Like I got Battlezone, and that's pretty damn nice.
Truth or
Iron
Dare,
Man.
or whatever it's called. The
Which one?
was it Truth or Dare? Not Truth or Dare. Truth and Blood. I forgot the title.
Blood and Truth.
Blood and Truth. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, Iron Man is pretty cool. I mean, and Iron Man's a little limited, but once you get into the suit and you're flying around, it's very open. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is, like the experience stuff. I remember when I first got it, and some of the first crap I was downloading was like, there was a perished U.S. para jump out of a plane game, and you had to fly. You basically went through rings and whatnot, like VR Superman 64, and I mean it was great for like a minute. Yeah,
That's the way some of them are. I mean, it's just, and that's what they do. They call it an experience.
right.
But Insomniac actually made a couple of decent VR games, but now that Sony's bought them, I don't know if they'll continue to make any more or not.
No, and I'm surprised they haven't done anything with Spider-Man in VR. That I'm surprised about that, because that's their new golden goose. You'd think that they'd have a VR mode for that.
They may at some point. Who knows?
No,
But if it's going to be on PlayStation, they're going to have to create a new VR first.
right. No, that's surprising that Jim Ryan said that too, because Sony has banked heavily on PSVR. They and you're right, man. I don't agree with everything Phil ever says. Phil's taken away my Kinect, taken away my Snap. Phil
The Kinect is the worst part. Talking about
Phil-
Kinect, I thought my Kinect died this week because the light wasn't firing up. I had to, shut down, do a full shutdown on my my OG Xbox, or OG One, I should say.
Do you need a replacement Kinect?
No, it's back alive.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
God, I haven't used one of those in years.
Dude, I loved it, and I mean, I thought that what they did with it when the OG Xbox launched, I thought there was some great stuff. It didn't, you made it as immersive as you wanted to. If you're playing NBA 2K, you cussed and got a technical. That was stuff like that was cool.
See, that's why maybe PlayStation put the microphone in our controller, which is a blessing and a curse.
Oh, I
was
will
streaming
say,
a little bit and I forgot all about it. I
will say one thing about that controller, though. That microphone, I said it last night on our show. I streamed the other night directly from the PS5.
Mm-hmm. Don't you like it that it's very easy to stream? Like you go down there and you pick YouTube or Twitch.
And not only that, I was in my living room. So I've got this big, giant surround sound all around me. And I told my wife, I'm like, I'm not going to use a headset. They claim there's, this amazing microphone in the controller. I'm going to stream with just using that. So I was curious. I started the stream, and a couple of people came into the stream, and I asked them if they could hear anything, because I thought everybody would hear my surround sound, and then hear me, and then the game audio. But that little microphone does some type of noise cancellation. You could not hear my surround sound. You heard my voice and the game audio, and that was it.
See, that is nice.
That was impressive. I was really shocked by that.
I forgot all about that. I was recording, so then I listened back. It's like, oh snap! I hear my own voice. What else did I say? It's like,
yeah. Just try next time you try to stream. Just use the controller. You'll be surprised, because it really it cancels out all noise in the background, and that blew me away. I don't know how they managed to do that, because I had this giant Sonos surround sound in my living room. So, when my subwoofer hits, it literally shakes everything. And none of that was picked up. It was, you just hear my voice, and you could hear the game audio. That was it. But today, it did not want to work, because I kept trying to stream Godfall, and it would stream for about 5 minutes, and then it would just show everybody on YouTube the little blue PlayStation logo.
Well,
how do you like the control itself?
I like the controller. I had to turn off the triggers.
Okay, I really like the way it's the way it holds the whole form factor of It reminds me. I tried to find out the difference between the Xbox controller and this one, and it looks like the handlebars are slightly curved down and a little bit slimmer.
Yeah,
towards the end pieces, and it fits my hand like a glove. Love it.
Yeah, I like the controller. Just that whole thing with the triggers. After about an hour, that got turned off in the settings.
Yeah, it's a cool experience. Especially with this Astro Playroom game. It's cool to experience that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I tried to play Godfall with those triggers on, and I'm like, no. So I just had to turn that off. But other than that, I really like the controller. I've got 4 of them. Because, I tell everybody, my kids are raised on video games, and they're all adults now. And I have a son that creates them. My 2 girls, were brought up on video games. Whenever they come over to my house, we'll play video games together. So now, awesome. Matter of fact, tomorrow, when they come over, tomorrow afternoon, we're going to sit down and we're all going to play Sackboy.
Nice.
And you can have 4 people, on the same couch. As long as they got a controller, you can have 4 people on the game. So that's
awesome.
Not Diego's here, so I could mention Amico again. That's the purpose. That's the purpose that I'm getting that console. Is my kids right now, I can't get them off their frickin' iPads, and it's all Roblox and Five Nights at Freddy's and all that not. Yeah, I know. Oh, don't get me started, man. And Hello Neighbor and all that crazy nonsense. Although I have to say, so my middle son, you get a kick out of this. My middle son Seth, he's 11 years old. He has a high functioning mild autism. So when he gets hooked on something, he goes all the way, and I want him to get into game design and into the game development industry, because that kid knows more than I ever knew about how to create a game. Like every time he gives me like an information, I just want him at the end of it to say, "And thank you for coming to my TED Talk," because he will. I don't. It's hard to explain. I'm gonna have to one day. I'm gonna record him doing it and put it on YouTube so that people can understand. He was telling me yesterday, in his very astute, logical TED Talk way, as to how EA was the worst company in the world, and he doesn't even play any games from EA, so he doesn't. But he's, and he's saying, and they force you to buy everything. They even make you buy the game. And I said, well, all companies make you buy their games, son. That's kind of how they make their money. Yes, but EA makes you buy everything else along with it. And, well, they just don't take care of their fans. And I'm trying to hold it in because I'm listening to an 11-year-old, and I'm like, I turned to my wife and said, when I retire from NLG, here's my heir apparent, because he's going to take the podcast over when I am too old to do it.
Which will be 2 weeks from today, right?
It might very well be.
Yeah.
But he knows more about Mario 64 than I did, and I played Mario 64 when it was actually out on the Nintendo 64. And so, listening to him give me TED Talks on video games is hilarious. And now the newest thing is we get these retro game boxes, and he does these videos with me. So, he's checking out the disc and showing the disc to the camera, and he's all excited that he's on YouTube now. So he figures he's a YouTube star. But I don't get a chance to play with him much else. He's sitting on his iPad, and then the other one, the 6-year-old's doing the same thing. So for me, getting the Amico is gonna be my shot of getting these kids to actually play some games with me and try to bond with them again, because they've out technologied me in that arena, which is weird.
I have a niece and a nephew. I think she is 5, and he is not. He may be 3 now. If their iPad, the battery goes dead, you do not want to be around them.
Oh yeah. Oh my
and
goodness.
I look at my wife every time, and I'm like, thank God my kids weren't that way. I mean, it's just, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. No, I have to admit, I have one like that, and
because if it was my kids, I'd be like, you do know there is an outdoors, right?
Yeah.
We live at the beach. Go see the sand. Go see the ocean. It's just crazy to me, man. And some of those games, you really have to be careful, especially Roblox.
So well, my 6-year-old has figured out how to log into his brother's account. So I've had to go change passwords and all kinds of stuff. And I'll walk in on him, and he's playing stuff, and I'm like, no. And then Roblox wasn't supposed to be that way. Roblox was originally supposed to be the kids' Minecraft, like the young kids' Minecraft, where you didn't have to worry about killing things and stuff like that. And I don't know where that started, but
you gotta think, dude. Anywhere there can be a predator or a fucking weirdo, they're always going to target children.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part. It's been around even since we were kids, but now with technology, because, I mean, if you remember when we were young, every neighborhood had that one weird guy your family told you to avoid. But now that weird guy is on the internet. So it makes it harder to avoid. But, yeah, there's a lot of them. Because actually my niece had somebody was talking to her on Roblox, and I'm looking at my sister-in-law going, homegirl, do you even pay attention to what, who's talking to your daughter? And she's like, oh, he's just such and such. No, he's not.
No.
There's no 5-year-old kid using these type of terms. I promise you that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just, yeah. And see, the bad part, some parents don't pay attention either. So, that gives these weirdos the perfect place to hide. So it's creepy, man. I'm glad, like I said, I say it all the time. I'm glad my kids are grown. I do have a grandson now, but he's only 4 months old. So he will not be raised that way. He will not sit with an iPad in his hand 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
But even, when you have stuff that's like, created for kids, like the YouTube Kids app, it's like, My daughter was like, "Oh, she wants to watch Peppa Pig." Okay, so we're finding videos, and they were like super dark. It's like,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
that's
nothing worse than we grew up with.
That's crazy. That's
I'm
why
trying to
you
remember-
can't trust any app or anything without being involved.
Oh yeah, and that. A lot of people, man, and I say this because I've raised 3 kids. I never had any issue out of my 3, but a lot of times, I'm sorry, man, parents just they want technology to be their babysitters, and that's where a lot of it comes from.
It's like digital pacifiers.
Yeah,
That's what it
and
is.
I say that because I see it in members of my own family. The kid's old enough to breathe, and you're like, here, have a tablet. While, mom's out, doing whatever, or she's on Facebook, and you're not even paying attention to what little Billy's, talking about or with who.
Right.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what gives them all, that's why they're so bad on some of these children's sites.
Wow. Oh man.
And to me, I'm sorry, if you are a grown man and you hurt a child, there should be far worse things happen to you than prison.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, yes. There are some times when I read shit on in the news, and I can't wrap my mind around how people can put some of what they put into their head.
Matter of fact, I can give you a great example. This happened just here 2 months ago in my city. A lady gave birth at home. She knew she was pregnant. She didn't want her family to know, or her boyfriend or somebody. She gave birth to this poor child in the bathroom. She tried to flush this kid down the toilet. And of course, it didn't work. She left that poor kid in the toilet for 2 hours.
Hmm.
She took a shower, got dressed, put her other kid in the car because she had a 2-year-old as well. She put this kid, the newborn, put it in a trash bag and threw it in the trunk of her car. The day she did this, it was 110 degrees here. She left Walmart because she went to Walmart, left this newborn in the trunk, went to a church that has a playground, and this church is like 2 miles from my house. Went there and threw it in a trash dumpster. A lady was jogging through the park, just managed to hear a baby cry, ran over to the dumpster and found this child in the dumpster. And ran to the apartments next door and called 911. That little baby boy survived. I don't know how he survived, but he survived all this. And what makes it really bad is when this story went up on social media, the first comments that we were seeing on it, people going, well, you don't know what she's gone through. I'm here to tell you.
Bullshit.
You do that to a newborn baby, I don't give a flying fuck what you went through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You knew what you were doing to create that kid, and you knowingly, did all this crazy shit to try to kill it. I don't give a damn what you've been through at this point in your life. And people are like, well, maybe she had some type of mental disorder. Maybe she was depressed. If I was the judge, she'd be depressed when she was sitting on death row. I mean, that blows me away. And people forgive that shit, and it becomes an excuse. People are like, well, maybe she had a hard life. Really? A lot of people grew up having a hard life.
Yeah.
That don't mean you kill your kid. And see, social media is to blame for a lot of this crap that we deal with now.
Well, I mean, you can get a lot of people to sympathize with you on social media, and make you feel like it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I swear to God, dude, if Charlie Manson and Jim Jones were alive right now and they were on Facebook, I guarantee you there would be people defending these fuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Jim just really wanted everybody to have Kool-Aid, Peter. That's all. All them people in Jonestown were just thirsty. He had their best interest in mind. You know, I could just see it now, and be the same thing for Manson. Well, that lady really was a bad actress. I think, Sharon Tate really wasn't that pretty, and she was a bad actress. Maybe she had it coming. What do you think, Michael? It's just sad, man, and that's really what social media drives.
Yeah. Well, look what it drives. I mean, bring this back to gaming. Look what it drives in the gaming space.
And now you know why I post memes all day.
Yep. some of the funniest shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, dude. I and you know what I do. You know what type of business I own. I deal with crap like this all day, every day, and it amazes me to no end anymore. And every time I think I'm not surprised or shocked by something, then Tuesday comes around, and usually I get something the next day that shocks me all over again. So. But boy, we took a real big left turn, didn't we? Sorry
we did. That's all right.
But gentlemen, it's been fun. But I've got to hop off here. It is almost midnight.
Yeah, it is 11:30, and it's I in the background low key changed the name of the show because we didn't talk about anything we were going to talk about.
Yeah, sorry.
And hey man, that's all right. And honestly, I can go. I can get a half hour of Jedi Fallen Order in before bedtime. So, and most of the people, I think we've run a. I think this is a great conversation today, man. I actually really appreciate that you took time to come on with us, man.
Oh, dude, I told you I would. And next week, guess what? You're gonna be guest on my show. Both of you.
I will tell my wife.
Yeah.
We might have to. We might have to not have NLG on Thanksgiving, but we'll see. So, but
is she gonna make you do a trade off? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, let me check my calendar, dude. Oh, I do. It's not. Is this not gonna be on Thanksgiving, right?
No. The Wednesday is the night before Thanksgiving.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, because
No, but next Thursday, which would be our show, would be.
But yeah, that will definitely be entertaining.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
And I'll be ready this time.
All right. And I will get Fork to dress up as a unicorn.
Oh, if we get Fork as a unicorn and Dread as a turkey.
Nah, we'll get Dread to do Jesus. He's got the beard and everything, so he should be good.
There we go.
Hey, making bread with Dread, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I did promise. You know what? I did promise Dredd that he could come on next Thursday, so might have to do both. I might have to tell my wife, look, I love you, but
it's bedtime. I'll see you later.
I'll see you later, right?
And she's gonna say, I love you too, but your ass is gonna be on the couch for next week.
Nah, she doesn't mind because that gives her time. It gives her time to get her schoolwork done. So she supports what I do, and I love that woman to death.
Yeah, mine encourages me, and that's the scary part, isn't it? Because there'll be nights I'm like, I really don't want to do a podcast night. Well, you need to go in there and do it. So,
well, wife used to remind me.
The bad part, she knows how I am in the real world. She'll tell you I'm much worse in reality.
Really?
So, yeah.
All right.
Yep. My kids will tell you the same thing too.
Yobi, all right, hold on. All right, indulge us 2 more minutes. Yobi has his question of the week. He's been doing this to us now for 3 weeks. He waits till the very end and then says, "Wait, I got a question." So we're turning this into like a weekly segment. So he says, "Mike, pick anything within the gaming industry that you don't like, and what are the necessary steps you'll take to rectify it?" That's an easy one. So, for me, fucking day 1 patches. Do not bring a game out that's not done.
Yeah.
If it's not done, delay it. And day 1 patches should be banned. Absolute banned. How about you, Wilmy?
False and misleading advertising.
There you go.
Hey, because look, it's illegal in a lot of professions. I can't advertise, that I do all this crazy stuff and then not do it when I show up. So I don't think game companies and technology companies should be allowed to do it either. But we all know there's no way to rectify that because they'd probably never sell anything, would they?
No, they wouldn't. No, they
That's
wouldn't.
the sad part.
Yeah.
Like if iPhone came out tomorrow and goes, hey, we're going to sell you a new phone. It's got a pretty new camera. There's a new app. Boom, $1,600. It's yours. Does it do anything different? Hell no. But we're still selling it to you anyway.
The original Division wouldn't have come out.
That's true too.
So, Peter?
I would say indefinite, like
Or it's DMs.
no, like those indefinite service games, season 1 through 5,000.
Oh, right.
the game that keeps on playing is like, all right, it's time for something new.
Yeah. Well, I think the Avengers is going to.
It's like 1 year is long enough.
Yeah, I think the start of that's happened with the Avengers.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Yobi, we got your question in, and I want to thank everybody. Hey, so Wilmy, where can we find you? How can we tell everybody when the Gaming Beyond the Box comes on?
Well, I'm easy to spot because you can actually, if you don't believe me, Google Wilmyhood. You can find me in all kinds of crazy places you would not expect. But you can find me on Xbox, PlayStation, and the Switch, but it's not going to do you a lot of good. You can find me on Steam, Epic. You can find me on Twitter, unless you're one of the 52,000 people I have blocked. You can also find me every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. with the rest of the GBTB Nation on the Wilmyhood YouTube channel, where we do the craziest and I like to say the most interactive gaming podcast in the world. And we do take that to heart. We will be the craziest group of assholes you will ever laugh at for 2 straight hours.
And that YouTube URL is down in the description. Make sure that you get to it. And everybody else, don't forget, rest of our Gamers United Guild folks. We got tomorrow night. Garvey and OEB Pete, PM into PM. I'm going to be in there trolling the shit out of him as revenge. So get ready for that. And then Saturday, Peter and Leonidas. So both, one from each of you guys. Mm-hmm. One from us, one from you is going to be on a Bitcast with Ainsley and Dan.
Yep.
And the good folks from Season Gaming. So do check that out. That is at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, 12 noon Central.
Yes.
So, and then Sunday is Amico All Access and TXR. Then Tuesday is Four Guys of Quarters and Retro Renegades. And then we'll be back Thursday because I made a promise to Dreadpool. So, and then Peter and I apparently are going to be on Gaming Beyond the Box next Wednesday. So here we go. So yes. Well, you need to be, man. You've been sheltered. You got to get out here and get some stuff. And Wilmy, he dropped. Okay, so I want to thank Wilmy. he really did. He had to go. So next, then you know what? Next week. We'll do the VGA nominations because I have all of them, and we can talk about how much Jeff doesn't care about gaming because, well, it's very easy to tell you right now. We all know what Game of the Year is going to be, so it's certainly not going to be Ghost of Tsushima or Hades. But we'll talk about that next week. Yeah, it's exactly what it's going to be. Well, pretty much. Nothing wrong with Doom Eternal being on that list. So, yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'm telling you. So, and then Brother Dredd will be with us, so we'll get his impressions on his console impressions and what he's been playing, what he's been doing, and I love having Dredd on because he's awesome, and I'm not just saying that because he's in the chat. So thank you guys as well in the chat. Thank you, Yobi, for getting in here towards the end and bringing us our question of the week, and everybody else who's hung out with us, Brother Lance, Infinite, Super Cooper, De Niro, Brother Chris from Game Buffet, Pong Soul, Pong, man, he's been coming awesomely too. Cyber Gunter, who came in just to rag me about having my sticker. Garvey, if you're still in there, I'm coming for you tomorrow, man. Big Daddy Game Studios, Scott P. Let's see how far back I can scroll. Fun Speculation, Back from the Dead. Thank you, great show, guys. Thank you very much. Daredevil Dave Dahl was in here earlier. Monkey Punch was in here. Indie Gamer was in here. Anthium, who went to bed early. Born Distracted, of course. Retro Bro and Generational Gamer was in for a couple minutes. He came in, said hello, said goodnight. George Games, yep, he was in earlier too. I can't scroll all the way back to the beginning, so it's only letting me go so far. But yeah, it's a fun time, and once again, I'll thank Wilmy by tweet. I tweet. So, all right, everybody. So we'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Make it a gaming weekend, and play on, gamers.